a hobby in Chris Harris's garage quickly turned into a passion project, and then into a thriving taproom in Holland, Ohio. With a name inspired by his hometown's nickname, Frogtown, Chris proudly calls himself the Black Frog, and he's bringing that same pride and purpose to Cleveland as he opens the city's first Black-owned brewery inside the MidTown Collaboration Center. Known for beers brewed with heart and his signature honey malt, Chris isn't just making great beer for great people, he's creating a space where everyone feels like family. And with plans to collaborate with fellow Midtown neighbors like Chef Tiwanna Scott Williams of Pearl's Kitchen, he's not just expanding, he's helping turn the neighborhood into a full-blown destination, and building a movement rooted in representation, connection, and community impact. On this episode of Small Business Big Conversations, Chris Harris of Black Frog Brewery. Chris Harris.
Pleasure to meet you.
Great to have you here, man. Actually, great to have me here, I guess. We're in your space. So,
we are in the brewery, yes.
This is the first time we've ever taken this podcast on the road, so it's really exciting. We're at Black Frog Brewery in the 66 at the new MidTown Collaboration Center. Chris, this is your new brewing headquarters, right?
It is. This is where all the magic happens.
We've got the brew pub behind us, so we've got obviously some fun in front of us here too. But let's rewind,
okay,
and go kind of all the way back to the beginning in the garage.
In the garage.
So what made what made you even try brewing that first batch of beer?
Well, before I even brewed that first batch of beer, I tried to brew some wine.
Okay.
And when I brewed the wine, I found out I was horrible at it. So I've always been a beer lover. So I bought me a little Mr. Beer kit.
Yeah.
And it's really simple. You just pour the ingredients in there and you just let it do its job. But what amazed me was after the time period that it sat and then I bottled it and I tasted it, I was really amazed that I'm like, wow, I made beer. Even though it was the simplest process that you could do, I was still amazed that it was beer. But then that's what began me down that long rabbit hole of trying to find everything out I could about the process of brewing beer. And from there, it just really became my passion. I just fell in love with brewing beer. And then, as any home brewer will tell you, they often have dreams of opening their own brewery.
That was going to be my next question. So, like, when did that entrepreneurial spark kind of hit you? Was it when the beer hit your lips? Was it
not initially? No.
Okay.
After I was brewing a while, home brewing a while, and I couldn't drink all that beer, so I was giving it away, and I was getting pretty decent feedback.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I wonder what it would be like, if I opened a brewery. So then I kind of went down another rabbit hole on how to open a brewery small, because I wanted to keep my day job, but I wanted to dip my toe inside the brewing space. I see then there was a couple of breweries that started out of their garage. And so I just kind of took notes from them and converted half my garage into a brewery. And I was the first brewery in the state of Ohio to have a legal brewery out of their garage.
So arguably one of the most important things about a brewery is its name and its branding. You go to the grocery store and you see all these different types of artwork on cans and bottles, and
right.
Everybody's got this stuff. Black Frog, where did the name Black Frog come from?
Black Frog. So I'm a Toledo native I was born in Toledo. And so another name for Toledo is Frogtown. And so when I was trying to think of names, initially I thought it was going to be something fantasy based, but it wasn't. But then I'm like, okay, Toledo's Frogtown, I'm African American, so I just kind of like merged the two together to the Black Frog. And so I am the Black Frog.
So why is that important to you? Why was it important to you to represent your hometown and your heritage?
I guess I love Toledo, and I love being African American. So it was just a
fit then.
Exactly. It was just a marriage.
So from the garage batches in your tap room in Holland,
yep,
outside of Toledo, what were those early years like? What kind of lessons were you? I'm assuming one of those lessons that you're learning is how to just make better and better beer, but what were some of those lessons you were learning in that original space?
So originally, I did it out of the garage for 2 years. And so there was local grocery stores that I would sell to, like Anderson, Monet's, Churchill, and it was in 22-ounce bottles that I would sell to them.
Okay.
And so the following just kind of grew and grew from there to a point where I kind of couldn't keep up with the grocery stores. So I got a small.
That's a good problem to have.
That is a good problem to have. So I got a small business loan from ECDI, which of course is in this wonderful building, to open up my tap room there in Holland. And so from there, then I was able to increase my production a little bit more than what I was doing in my garage, and still provide beer to the community where I'm at, to where they could come and drink it right there in the brewery.
So I don't know what the rules are of this on the podcast, but we have this sitting in front of us right now.
I mean, I think we should drink.
I'm gonna say
cheers.
Cheers right there, and if I get in trouble for this later, well, then we'll figure it out. But oh God, that's really good. My next question is specifically about your beer. So it's known for honey malt, signature flavors. I've done my research.
I see you done your research, yeah.
What inspires those recipes? How do you, a lot of brewers, experiment all the time. So how do you approach experimentation to find those signature flavors?
So that really was, in the beginning, I guess I got to kind of go back to the beginning to where, when I was learning how to brew and the whole process of brewing, and it's a method that home brewers call, it's called all grain. It's like where you use all the raw materials to get your final product.
Okay.
And so I kind of fell in love with that honey malt. And so that's kind of like became my signature, to where, because I love that malt so much, I was like, okay, even if the beer recipe doesn't call for this type of malt in it, I'm still gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna put that malt in there. And it just worked for me. And so every beer that we brew has a little bit of honey malt or a lot of honey malt in it.
It's almost like the Easter egg that's hidden in there. Right?
Exactly.
It's a little bit your signature. I've heard in the past and seen other interviews where you've said that you only brew
what I love,
what you love to drink.
I only brew what I love. Yeah.
Finish my sentence for me. I love it. So why is that standard so important to you?
Again, going back to the beginning, when I was in the process of trying to, even when I was trying to start it in the garage, I got help from an advisor. And he had gave me this magazine, and it had a couple of articles about brewing. But one of the articles was, there was a brewery that was getting ready to close, and they were trying to brew beers that they thought people liked. They had like 6 months left, and before they were going to go out of business, they decided that they were only going to brew beers that they loved to brew. When they started doing that, things turned around for the brewery, and they became really successful. And so I kind of really took that to heart, to where I was only going to brew what I love to brew. And my feeling behind that is like, if you brew what you love, I mean, I think you're going to put everything into it. You're not going to do it because you're trying to please somebody else. If this is what you love, then you're going to put 100% into that. So I'm only going to brew what I love, and people seem to like it.
That's so far so good.
So far so good, yeah.
You mentioned earlier the name Black Frog. Part of that came out of being African American, obviously. You're the first black-owned brewery in Northwest Ohio. Now with a location in Northeast Ohio. We're going to talk about representation, what that means to you, right after this break. Please don't look at this glass and see how much is here and how much is there when we come back from the break, but we'll be right back with more Small Business Big Conversations. Stay tuned.
We're a community bank in every sense of the word, but we have the power behind us to serve everyone just as a very large international bank would. But we have the people to provide the one-on-one service, and we cut through the bureaucracy. We focus on speed to market. We focus on high level of service to everyone. That's the type of bank we are. We are passionate about being a good citizens, but adding value in our communities. We want everybody to get a taste of who we are as a bank, and we have something for everyone.
We are back with Chris Harris on Small Business Big Conversations here in the new Black Frog Brewery in Cleveland. Chris, let's talk about representation a little bit. We left on this a minute ago. You're the first Black-owned brewery in Northwest Ohio.
Yep.
And now Cleveland.
Yep.
What does that milestone mean to you?
It's kind of bittersweet, really. It's literally 2025. And the size of Cleveland, unfortunately, there should have been a black brewer before me. There should have been somebody here before I was here. Yeah. I'm proud of it, but I'm a little sad because, I mean, African Americans, minorities, we do make up I'm not going to say a bulk, but we make up a good share of craft beer drinkers. Mm-hmm. And I think that in the craft beer community, they don't really cater or promote towards minority groups. And so that's something that hopefully, you know, I can change and other minority brewers can change in this culture. I'm not saying that we're not welcome in it, but there should be some type of effort to try and promote, you know, towards other people than, you know, a straight white guy. So there's other, I don't take any offense. No, and none of men, I didn't mean to offend you, but. Totally kidding. But there are a small number of others out there, and it hopefully growing. Black Brewers Day is now recognized. October 10th, yeah, we got it here in Cleveland and Toledo. It's in multiple cities. Tell me about how that proclamation came about, and where you hope, you know, something like that leads. Okay, so it came about, so probably 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I was approached to be a board member of the NB2A, which is the National Black Brewers Association. Mm-hmm. And so one of our goals are to, of course, promote minorities in the craft beer scene and to bring more minorities into the craft beer scene. Again, it could only be good for the industry if you have more craft beer drinkers. Yep. If you're only targeting a certain group of people, then more than likely those are the only people that's going to drink or consume your product. Mm-hmm. But if you have a wide range of people that you're targeting, then you have a wider range of people that may be willing to try your product. Yeah. And so October 10th is important because the main reason is there's a gentleman called Theodore Mack. So he was the very first African American to own a production brewery in the United States. Okay. And the date is kind of escaping me. I want to say 1974. But yeah, he was the very first to have a large-scale brewery in the United States. But unfortunately, he went under. But yeah, so it's an honor of him for actually being the first to have a brewery in the United States, or minority-owned brewery. So you're the first one in Toledo and Cleveland. There's, I think, two others. So three total. And Cincinnati. 3 total black brewers in the state. So what's it take to change that? How can the industry evolve? We're asking for all the real answers. Right, yeah, Chris. I really wish I had a great answer for that. My small part in it is, and what I see is that I'm hopefully I can inspire somebody else to where if somebody see that, if somebody's been considering that they want to be in the craft brewing scene, mm-hmm. but you don't see anybody like you in the craft brewing scene, and then you think, okay, well, I probably can't do it. But if you see somebody that's like you in the craft brewing scene, you'd be like, okay, if he did it, I could probably do the same thing. So hopefully we can inspire other people to join and be in this great industry. I love that. And the bigger you get, the more people you can inspire, right? Exactly. Let's talk about this space a little bit. We're here in the MidTown Collaboration Center. We've got
your bar right behind us, your brewing facilities back there. Over off camera that you guys can't see right now. Pearl's Kitchen.
Great food.
Chef Tiwanna Williams. Amazing
Great
food.
Yes.
There's the music venue, the 66 is all kind of wrapped in part of this as well. So how do these collaborations help kind of bring your vision to life, and how does working with people like Chef Tiwanna and others kind of help elevate you and also give you a little influence, throughout the scene?
I call it symbiotic. This is the way I see it. I see it as a symbiotic relationship. And I tell people all the time, like, if you're coming here for a music act, you're probably gonna stay and get some food and something to drink. If you're coming here to eat, you're gonna probably stay and listen to music and get something to drink. So it's just like we're kind of helping each other and just raising each other up. So it's just like it's really symbiotic that we could help each other and help each other grow.
So I heard you're not the only Harris in this business though, right?
As off screen, I look at my daughter. As off screen, I look at my daughter.
Kids are joining the business. How does it feel to build something started in your garage? This is multi-generational now.
It is multi-generational.
Yeah, how's that feel?
I couldn't tell you how proud I am. They have both taken it in stride and carrying on better than I ever expected. So yeah, it just really makes me happy that they're really taking it and they're taking it serious and they're working hard. So I couldn't be prouder of both of them.
That's awesome. So I'm sure we'll see them around here.
You will see them around here, yeah. You will see them around here.
Some of the other things that we showed in the footage at the beginning of the show are just how great this space is. There's natural light. There's an awesome patio. What's the vibe that you want people to experience when they come into Black Frog in Cleveland for the first time?
The vibe that I see for this space is that this is going to be a destination location. So if something is happening, or if somebody comes to the city of Cleveland, I feel that they're going to be like, okay, we need to go to the MCC and go listen to music, eat some food, and get something to drink. It's like, when you come here, this is going to be your stop, and you have to stop here. Everybody's going to be talking about this, and that, you need to come here. That's the vibe I see.
Well, and Jumpstart's right upstairs, so I feel like that's going to be easy for me to come here. Yeah. We'll see what all that honey malt leads to.
There you go.
So, and speaking of leading to things, this is a great segue. I didn't mean to make it, but looking down the road, like 5 years. Having established roots early on in Toledo and now in Cleveland, what's your biggest hope for this business and maybe for the business's impact as well?
So what I'm really hoping for is to start a distribution channel. Once we kind of get our feet up under us, I would love for us to start distributing citywide, and then maybe even the whole northwest quadrant of the state, from Cleveland to Toledo, and then who knows from there where we can go.
All right. Well, this should be in every store. I'm gonna say right now, it is very good. You know what else is very good? Is the Fast Five, our lightning round.
Lord. You got me nervous about this.
I know, well, you should be. And that's coming up next. We'll be right back after another word from our sponsors. Stay tuned for more Small Business Big Conversations. Keep it right here.
The mission of Impressia Bank is to help women and women in business achieve their ambitions. We're going to do this by leveling the gender gap in funding better than any other bank. The big benefit that this is going to offer to our customers is that so many feel that they really are looking for a partner, they're looking for a mentor, they're looking for somebody that they can trust to ask their questions to. We believe that the team of bankers here really have that depth and they care about customers so much that we're going to be able to help them up-level their business in a new way.
We're back once again with Chris Harris from Black Frog Brewery. And Chris, it is time for the Fast Five.
So before we start, if I don't want to answer a question, can I drink?
If you don't want to answer a question, you have to give me another drink. That's how it's going to work. So this is how the Fast Five works. There's actually 6 questions.
Okay.
You have to answer 5 of them.
Okay.
And if you answer all 6, though, you get a prize. And the prize, we have no budget for this, but the prize for this episode is going to be me opening a tab and then you just getting some more of my money.
Okay.
Getting some more of your beer. How's that work?
That sounds like a fair trade.
All right. Well, you kind of answered this one already earlier, but what's your go-to beer style to brew or to drink?
My go-to style that I love to drink is a bourbon barrel stout.
All right.
And if you want to know the brand, I love Dragon's Milk.
There you go. Oh, that is good.
I love Dragon's Milk.
What's the most surprising ingredient you've ever used or tried to use in a batch?
Basil.
Basil. Okay. Put that on my pop. Put it in beer. That's fine. What's a non-beer hobby or interest that keeps you grounded or that you're interested in? Keep you busy.
I love playing Warhammer 40K.
I've never, I play video games, but I've never played that, but
It's a board game and you little miniatures and you move them around.
All right. Well, see, that's what you could tell I haven't played because I didn't even know it was a board game.
Yeah.
Who is someone, either living or past, that you'd love to have a beer with?
Wow, Barack Obama.
All right. Any reason why?
He just seemed like somebody cool to have a beer with. I don't remember when he was president, and it was, I forgot what had happened, and they decided that they were going to go have a beer and talk it out. I was like, that was just so cool. So I'm like, I thought that would just be cool. You just sit there and chilling with an ex-president having a beer. Yeah.
How about a Cleveland or Toledo business that you're excited to support right now?
I got the answer, but can't remember the name of the company. So I am ex-military, and so my heart really goes to veterans. And so we just gave a donation to a veterans group last weekend. They had an event. But I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the group that we donated to.
Okay, we'll count that as an answer.
Yeah.
And you're going to answer all 6, so it looks like I'm going to be sitting here for a while. What's your go-to way to celebrate a big win, whether it's business or personal?
I'm really laid back, so I probably wouldn't celebrate. I would take the win in and keep moving.
Just relax and have a beer.
And just relax and have a beer. Yeah, I'm really late. Yeah, so.
Chris, this has been awesome.
It has been. This has been great.
I love getting to talk to you. I'm really gonna love sitting there in the future quite often. Tell us everything else about Black Frog. Plug the business. Where are we right now? Where can people find your beer otherwise? Just give us all the plugs, the website, everything.
Okay. So we're at Black Frog Brewery at 1966 East 66th Street in Cleveland, Ohio. Currently, you won't be able to purchase it in any stores, but hopefully, again, once we get our feet up under us, we are in talks with Meyer Fairfax to have our beer there. And you can reach us on all the socials, on Facebook and Instagram, and our website is the blackfrogbrewery.com.
All right, one more time, Chris Harris.
Yep, thank you so much.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
My guest today has been Chris Harris of Black Frog Brewery. You can learn more about their beer, upcoming events, locations, and much more at blackfrogbrewery.com. A big thank you to Chris for sharing his story and hosting us today. Thanks to all the Jumpstart team for their support behind the scenes. Thank you to Impressia Bank and Erie Bank for sponsoring this episode. And of course, thank you to you for tuning in. If this is your first time watching Small Business Big Conversations, we invite you to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And we love sharing the journeys of inspiring entrepreneurs like Chris, and we've got plenty more to come. Until next time, take care, keep supporting great small businesses, and we'll see you next month for more Small Business Big Conversations. Thank you.